What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here, bringing you 5 ways to be productive and keep your insanity during self-quarantine. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining. If you are new here, I am a reseller on various different platforms, which means that I purchase things from thrift stores, garage sales, and resell them for profit on platforms like eBay and on PoshMark. I also do data analytics. I have a background in data analysis, degree in mathematics. My children. I'm also a mom of 3, and now they are all home with me. Before it was just my 2-year-old, and now they are all home. So that's a struggle trying to figure out how to get it all done while working from home, self-quarantine, and remote learning. Today, I am going to be talking about, there we go, five things that you can be doing during self-quarantine to stay productive and also to help keep your sanity. I have been a little bit...
I watch Daniel Tiger?
Yes. One is Daniel Tiger. Sometimes I don't like a ton of tablet time, but sometimes, a little Daniel Tiger is not going to hurt anyone so that I can get some work done. My 5-year-old is doing Cosmic Kits. Logan, you have to take that over there though, please. Thank you. So data analytics, sorry, I'm all over the board today. This is work at home mom life during self-quarantine. Real life, you get to see it on my blog. So 5 things that you can do. I also have analytical dashboards for the reseller. So if you are a reseller and you want to be able to look at your data, links for that is down below. I am doing 50% off of all of my dashboards right now to help you, since you have time at home, to help you look at your data and find ways to make your business more efficient and make more money. As well as helping you source online if you're going to do that while you cannot be shopping. So links for all of that is down below. Today, I am talking about 5 things that you can do while you're self-quarantined to keep your business going and also to help keep your sanity during these times. And I'm going to start with number 1, and that is exercise, which is why you see me in my workout clothes and my face is red. I'm a little sweaty. I just did a workout. It releases endorphins to help you feel better. I am a huge proponent of exercise. I've kind of been out of the routine as we learn a new routine with self-quarantine. And I honestly was getting a little bit into a funk. So today I started a fitness accountability challenge on Instagram. So if you want to join that, send me a DM. But essentially it is just accountability. Say what your goal is for the day and then check in with the group, other people that you can talk to during this time to stay accountable for exercise. And that, I will tell you, that has absolutely helped my mood so far this morning. I feel good and I feel like much better than I felt the past couple of days. So that is number 1, exercise for me, but it can be meditation, getting out and walking, whatever it is to help with your mood. Another thing that I am doing too is limiting my social media for news. I'm on social media for business, and that mostly is enlightening and helpful to me when I'm talking to other sellers, especially because we can't be talking face to face right now. But as far as news articles, watching the news, I have to really limit that because it kind of just puts me down this deep, dark path. Do you find it's the same for you? What kind of boundaries are you guys setting? Leave notes down below and let us know what you're doing to stay sane during these times. Also, if you have children, allowing a little bit of flexibility. They made huge messes this morning painting, but you know what? We just took baths when it was done. I got some work done. It is what it is. So number 2 is, if you are, yes, Talia.
Since I'm done with yoga and you're still doing the video, should I do it always doing?
Yes. Thank you for asking. Mom life. Not as many interruptions yet as I had the other day. What was I saying? Relisting and cross-posting. I posted a video the other day about how I relist and cross-post with List Perfectly. I use List Perfectly because it stores my data. I can click one button and it takes it off of all of the different platforms, and then it's really easy to relist on. And I've had questions since I posted that video. I actually prefer to end a listing and sell similar on eBay because it copies everything. Where if you use List Perfectly, it doesn't fill out all the fields for you, and then you have to go in and do it. So I will go in on eBay and end a listing, sell similar, and then just take the new ID number that you can find in your seller hub. Send me a DM if you need help finding it, and put the new ID number into List Perfectly. That seems to be the quickest way for me. But right now I am moving all of my Posh inventory over to eBay since they have the 50,000 free item or free listings. I am, cranking it out and putting all of my new inventory onto eBay. And then while I do that, I'm relisting it onto Posh. So that is something else that you can be doing while you're at home. If you have, I don't have a death pile, which I'm very disciplined in, but now I'm kind of kicking myself because I have no new inventory. And we were in the process of selling our house before all this went down. So I was taking the weekends to go looking for a new house or cleaning our house to list. So I actually have not sourced in over a month. In the past 2 months, I've only purchased 34 new items. Which, like, what an awful reseller I am. I am not doing inventory and resell and listing new items. However, I'm continuing to make daily sales. Relisting and cross-posting is absolutely why that is working for me in this time. I'm eventually going to run out of inventory though. So once we move, I will probably start sourcing online if stores are not opened up again. So that is number 2. Number 3 thing that you can do, look at your data, get your bookkeeping in order. I cannot say this enough. Even if you are a itty bitty, I sell a couple items a month, every single dollar that you make, you technically need to be claiming for tax purposes. You don't, Posh does not send you a 1099. eBay only sends you a 1099 if you sell a certain amount. However, that does not mean that you don't need to be claiming your taxes. I've heard taxes are going to be delayed. I'm hopefully getting someone on in the next week or two to do a live session with me to talk about taxes. So subscribe to my channel and make sure to follow to see when that is coming. But high level taxes, you need to be claiming this. And if you are you're running a business, you are wanting to improve things, you're wanting to make money, you need to be looking at your data. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a math person and I like data. I probably look at it more than most people. However, you need to know where you are to figure out where you want to go. You need to know your average cost of goods. You need to know how much you're spending, how much you're making, what categories are selling for you. If you're buying a bunch of inventory and it's not selling, that is money that could be in your pocket instead of in inventory that is sitting around. Look at your sell-through rate. What categories and subcategories can you be changing and focusing more on? I've recently started following Daily Refinement. Definitely highly recommend him. He has great content, but I mean, he pushes, and everyone has a different way of doing things. So do what works for you, but there's no way that you know what works for you unless you're looking at your numbers. And I can't tell you how many times I have heard people before they look at my dashboard and they're like, they get the dashboard and they're like, that's not what I thought was happening at all. The numbers speak the truth. Your feelings are feelings. Until you look at the numbers, you're not going to know. Back to a daily refinement. Everyone has a different way that works for them. His big thing is focus on your top couple categories that are working for you. I kind of take that route as well because you can master that. I can increase my average sale price on things that are working for me. However, that's not necessarily what's going to work for everybody. You may not be able to source all of those places, or you're still learning, or there's lots of different ways. But until you know what your data is, you cannot know how to improve upon your business and where you can be making more efficient gains in your business and also cuts in your business, things that aren't working for you. Quit wasting your time doing them or outsourcing them to somebody else. So the dashboard, for that purpose, because you are staying home, this is the perfect time to sit in front of a computer and really look at your business. The dashboard is 50% off. For probably the next month, depending on how long this goes, I might extend it. If you want a bigger discount, I do influencer packages and also affiliate programs. You do not have to be a $20,000 Instagram following to get the influencer package. It's based off of different tiers of different levels. You can get it no matter who you are, as long as you have a social media. So send me a DM on Instagram if you are interested in that. The bigger your following or YouTube, the higher your discount goes. And we can work together to figure that out as well. So send me a DM if you're interested on that. But use this time to make efficiencies. Look at your data. What number was that? 3. Are we at number 3? Cross-posting and relisting, I talked about. Sourcing online. I did a live the other day about sourcing online. If you need new inventory, online is a great place to get it. There was a lot of really good tips. There's a lot of resellers that have death piles. They're all calling them profit piles now, that have profit piles and are doing amazing mystery boxes to help support the community and then also to bring in some more sales for them. That's a great place. There's also, I mean, you can source straight from Macari or PoshMark. My live the other day with a couple resellers went into a lot of really good strategies to source online right now since we cannot be out in stores. So definitely make sure to check that. Look, and this is where I think looking at your data is important too, because you're not just, you have the availability ready for you. You can go and search online and find whatever you want. It's not like a thrift store where you like just randomly come to things and you're like, I guess I'll try this. You can go on these stores and say, hey, for me, Coach is a top seller for me. I'm going to go look at Coach bags and see what I can find because I know it is working for me, which is another way that looking at your data is going to help you. I think that was 5. Is that 5? Yes. The one thing that I'm going to add to this, either as my 5th one or as a bonus because I lost count because kids, is to help and support each other. That is going, if you're on social media, that is going to help your social media. Networking together and building relationships online is the basis of social media. So supporting each other in turn, they're going to support you. Most people will in turn support you. You're building these relationships. Your social media is going to grow and blossom as you build these relationships, but then it is also just kind of a nice, kind thing to do, supporting other small businesses at this time. Ways that you can be supporting other businesses at this time. If you don't know a lot about social media, you on Instagram, sharing posts to your stories and tagging people in it gives that post more exposure, because now it's being exposed to your following as well. And most people, when you tag them on one of your stories, will tag it in their story, so now you're getting exposure to their followers, right? So that is a great way to do it. It's sharing people's posts and tagging them into your stories. Tagging people in general is also really helpful. I don't recommend just randomly tagging a bunch of people. Tag it when it's relevant. Tag it when it's somebody that you know. But tagging other people and building those relationships together, being on there all the time helps. Going through and organically interacting with people on social media helps, but sharing posts help other small businesses when it's relevant. As far as YouTube goes, people who are monetized on YouTube get money, get a kickback when their videos are played. The more views that they have, the more, in a simplistic form, the more money that they're making. And that is completely free to you. You can play people's YouTube videos in the background. Do not mute it because it doesn't count as watch time. But you can play your favorite YouTubers in the background on low. You don't even really have to be listening to it, to help them continue to make money in their small business. That is 100% completely free to you. The other thing that helps on YouTube as well, if you like, share, or leave comments on people's videos, especially in the very beginning, that kind of helps it get ranked on YouTube. And the higher it comes up in a search engine, the more people are going to find it. So if you have a favorite YouTuber, go through on their most recent videos, watch the whole video, leave a comment, and that will really help their video gain traction to be able to be ranked and hopefully get more views, and in the long run get more money if they are monetized. So those are all free ways that you can help support each other, and then you're also building those relationships with other people to help increase your social media presence as well. So that is my take for the day. I hope everybody has a good day. Leave comments down below what you guys are doing during this self-quarantine time, how you're staying sane and keeping your business going. Have a good day.